welcome to another episode of Hallmark. I'm Kristen.
I'm Aya.
It's a much more subdued intro.
Yeah, we had to redo our intro.
It's too much. We're giving feedback. Anyway, I digress already and we're only 3 seconds into the podcast. We are watching Love at Sunset Terrace today, which is another Hallmark that you can find on Amazon Prime here in Australia.
Amazon Prime is delivering.
It really is. We went through and made sure that all of the Hallmarks that we wanted to watch were still accessible on Prime, because they do take things off every now and then. It's very sad. I've filled enough for you to find the synopsis. So
Thank you. So Love at Sun? I keep calling it Love on Sunset Terrace. Maybe. Love at Sunset Terrace is a movie, and exhausted from her marketing. What? She doesn't work in marketing.
No, she's an interior designer or decorator or...
IMDb has lied. So, exhausted from her interior job, I've changed that. Oh no, I need a cough. Exhausted from her interior job, Sophie rents an Airbnb from a widowed father
Airbnb. She goes to a bed and breakfast.
Yeah, but it says Airbnb. Well, I don't know who wrote this. I didn't.
Sorry, I interrupted.
Rents an Airbnb from a widowed father and his daughter to wind down. However, the daughter is set on making her father fall in love once more, with her sights set on Sophie. That's not the movie at all. I don't feel like the daughter really does that. Like, she wants, like, in a way, but I don't think her aim is to get her dad with Sophie.
No. I think she just meets her and is like, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. So Sophie she works in the city, and she is stressed out with her job. And basically, she goes to this small town that she discovers because her grandma painted a very modern painting in the 60s of this of this town. We're going to get into the grandma side of things later. So she wants to go revisit somewhere that her grandmother cherished, and it's Sunset Terrace. Is that the place? Is that what it's called? She stays in a B&B run by a widowed father. That is correct. And it's just about her winding down. I'm literally repeating with
This synopsis sucks, but let me repeat it word for word.
But it is that she's just winding down. She's trying to figure out what she actually really wants to do, because all of a sudden she doesn't really want to do her interior job anymore. But she's also trying to like get him back into like the swing of life, like before his wife died. It's always the wife, isn't it? It's always the wife. They had lots of events at the B&B. Life was very different. So she kind of like helps him through that journey. I mean, she kind of forces him through that journey, really. And there is a child.
That is one of my notes.
Yeah, don't worry, it's one of mine too. And, along the way, they fall in love because that's naturally what happens. Do. There's a conflict where she needs to go back to the city and go back to work. She's Mary Poppins him. She can't do any more for him. But then she does come back for a summer solstice party. And then they're like, we love you.
Madly, deeply.
Yeah. And that's the end. But it is, a lot of it is about her winding down, painting.
Great.
Her just like de-stressing, figuring out where her grandmother painted this painting.
Which happens to be on the property that she's already on.
Yeah. I think the story's more about him. Not really, but like the plot is really, I feel like, about him and his journey.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I might
we'll find out by the end.
Yeah. So, sorry. We open in the scene where she's an interior designer, someone in marketing, and she's talking to a client. I thought it was the boss who was barging in. It's another client, barges in this meeting, and is like, why does my Zen room look like this or whatever? And the other client's like, hello? I'm in here. And then they both do this, do you know who I am standoff.
Yeah.
It's really awkward.
Very strange.
And then Sophie's business partner takes the client that was initially in there for a meeting away to like discuss things. And it's just like, what is wrong with people?
What is wrong with people? People do that though.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're so entitled. Also, maybe my favourite line of dialogue in the whole movie is in this opening scene, and that's when Lady storming in says, the meditation room is trying too hard instead of just being. And I'm like,
it's the fact that you're having a meditation room in your house. Like,
yeah. I mean,
why?
she needs it. She's very stormy.
Yeah, she does, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to help.
No. We never see that person again, though. She's not the client that old mate needs to go back for.
No.
Or is she? I don't know. We never see her again.
No. I also thought she was I don't know why I thought she was the boss at first. And I had written a note being like, why would the boss do that? Like, you're all about business. And then I realised
she had boss energy.
She did have boss energy. And usually in these movies, the boss is quite, like, rude.
Yeah.
They're never polite people.
I wasn't sure, though, if she was an interior designer or she was, like, she designed home. Like, that was never really clear.
Oh, okay, true.
Like, is she designing the structure of the house or is she designing each room? It never answered.
Yeah, because it seemed like she was the only one working on the project. So, true. Who needs details?
Who needs details? Did I write anybody's character name? No. Did I write the character name of her business associate? Yes, I did. He says, just go somewhere and come back realigned. And I'm like, okay, Spencer.
Yeah.
Sure, but can you run this business by yourself? Probably. So, like, fine, but I don't know. I like, immediately got my back up and was like, don't tell her what to do. But that's because I'm a workaholic.
Yeah.
And I do things all the time that I don't want to do.
But also, like, she makes a comment later being like, my life is booked out for a year. So you don't really have time to do this.
No, and also it's made mention of the fact later that Spencer has been non-stop calling her and emailing her, and her clients have been non-stop calling her and emailing her. So I was like, why don't you put in a plan of action while you were away? Because you obviously were never going to do any work because you asked old mate widower to take all your technology, so you can't do work. But then work
do a handover.
Desperately needs you.
Yeah. But you were also told, work desperately needs you, but you were told to go on a break and not do a thing.
Anyway.
Which one is it?
Very confusing. I've written later on home design, like, I just
Some
question
kind of
it.
designer.
Some kind of designer. She's in her apartment packing to go on this holiday, and Grandma's painting is just sitting on a chair.
Yeah, so the painting was originally in her office, and she brings it up to the unhinged client, like, this, painting, like, brings back whatever she's saying, and the client looks at it and goes, oh, where is that? I don't know. Like, she doesn't know, but then she would have held that painting at one point in her life because she, somehow, for some reason, transported it back to her apartment. Like, does it literally go with her everywhere?
She's going on a break, and therefore the painting must come.
But she hasn't decided where she's going yet. So then she brings the painting, and then she flips the painting over and sees that it says Sunset Terrace, and that's when she decides to go there. So what?
I was very confused. I was like, why is this picture not hanging anymore? It was just like, I just feel like we're missing parts of the script already, and that was within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. And then she literally goes to Sunset Terrace, and we have to see the painting and its own, like, seat, basically, in the car.
Yeah. She takes the painting with her.
I mean, of course it's going to have its own seat.
It also had a seat in the home because it was sitting on the seat at her desk in her bedroom.
Yeah,
it's just like
this painting.
Royalty.
Jeez.
I was like, there's a kid. And I was like, but a kid who wants a purple beanbag chair, so, like, question mark, is this kid going to be cool? We'll get to that later.
The answer, spoiler, no.
The question, I'll just jump down to the note. I was just like, how did you go with the kid, Aya? Knowing that Aya's sitting there watching this movie being like, this kid.
But also, like, why does she keep talking to a child she doesn't know?
A child that doesn't have an adult supervising her, by the way.
Like, the child talks to her first, and then you should just, like, answer politely and be like, okay. And, like, maybe even ask, where are your parents? Or something. But she then initiates more of a conversation, be like, if you could have anything, blah, 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 blah. It's like, let this child be. Leave her alone. Be an adult. Don't be weird.
Truly. It's very strange. Then she decides she's going to go to the Airbnb.
The Airbnb,
The Airbnb. And the owner of the Airbnb is not there because, spoiler alert, he's the father of the child she just spoke to in the cafe and they went fishing. But the neighbour of this cabin-style B&B, so quite a number of places on the property, the neighbour, who's literally like right next door, comes over and is like, he'll be back, so just like wait out the back. And then she's like, I'll invite you in for a cup of tea when you get settled. And I'm like, not now, while she's just sitting outside, but then, not able to get into a hotel.
I thought that way too, because I was like, just invite her in. And then she said, no, later please.
Yeah.
And then, what's her name? Sophie goes, no thanks. Like, immediately went, no. Turns around and then goes, actually, yes, I will.
Because this is me zenning out, is going to a stranger's house for tea.
Yeah. But me, uptight Sophie, I'm not gonna come over for an iced tea or coffee. Absolutely.
So I guess there's kind of two meet cutes in this then. After she says, no, yes, please, to the tea, there's the cafe window where the dad comes up to the window and is like, kiddo, let's go. And Sophie's like, who's that? And the kid's like, that's my dad. Meet cute number one, question mark.
Yeah.
And then it's by the lake. She's at the lake. He comes over. She makes some comment, realizes he's the owner of the property. It gets awkward. But then she like immediately goes into like love heart emoji eyes as she's looking at him. And I'm like, don't stare at him like that.
Has he just been on the kayak?
Yeah.
Is this where he's shirtless at this?
Maybe.
I don't know, because I think this is the one where she goes, I was just enjoying the view. And
yeah.
he immediately goes, oh, me. Like, he's
so
thinking,
awkward.
me? No, mate, not you.
No,
and
and she's just like,
hairy chest.
You have to watch the YouTube video for this one, listeners, but she's just like, the whole time, and I'm like, close your mouth.
Yeah, she's not subtle.
You're not a codfish.
Oh my god. She's not subtle at all. I love that. You said that.
And they're both just fumbling. Like, it's kind of cute, but I'm also like, you're fully grown adults. Like, you're at least in your late 30s at this point. Like, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, literally.
This is when the kid comment came in for Aya, because this was the second time.
The kid kept talking. What? I was like, all right, enough screen time for this kid.
That girl, the little girl had been in another one we've seen.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I just don't know which
It feels
one.
like I've got it out for this kid, but I don't. I don't know why I don't like the kids in the movies. I think it's generally
It's
because
jealousy.
Jealousy because I wish I could have done it when I was young. But I think it's just because I don't think they're ever good. And like,
Yeah, but the movies are never good.
yeah, so the adults are never good too. The only good things are usually like the dogs in this movie. So
There was no dog in
there was no dog. I haven't seen the dog. Oh yes, no, we have.
We have.
She has been in something. Tremblay. She's not related to the Tremblay.
Is she a Jacob
I feel like we looked at this last time.
We did. She was in Always Amore. No, we haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, Always
Yes, we
Amore.
have. We
Yeah,
have.
that was
Always
when they
Amore.
hunted for truffles.
Yes.
Without dogs.
She was in that.
Yeah. She was
Before I
her.
Fall, I've watched that.
Perfect Match.
Perfect Match.
What's Perfect Match?
I don't think we've watched that yet. And then, is she related to... Yeah, Jacob Tremblay's little sister.
Okay.
His big sister.
We literally have had this conversation.
Yeah, we
before.
have. Welcome to Deja Vu,
Yeah,
friends.
jeez.
Yes, we find out he's a widower, classic.
Yes.
Who isn't over his... Like, not even close to being over his grief. He cries quite a bit in this movie.
How long has it been? Do we know?
I don't know. At least a year. I don't know if
So it's
anybody
fresh.
says it. Nobody asks if he's okay
Yeah.
at any point, or if he needs help, or if he wants to talk to a professional.
No,
He just cries a lot.
Mm.
And which is nice to see. It's nice to see a vulnerable male character,
Yeah.
but also when it's just like this constant thing of like, when we do see it, there's no backup of support. You know? Hallmark. We're asking for dramatic realism.
Yeah. Get that man a therapy session.
Yeah. She decides she's going to barbecue for her new friends, but doesn't know how to barbecue and is so stubborn that she's going to figure out that she's going to do it herself. But I'm like, just ask for help, babe. It's okay. I don't know how to barbecue. Why would you know how... You live in the city, you don't have a barbecue. I wrote, is this the usual B&B service? And I don't know what that means.
Could it been like the kid being
Maybe it was the like
the breakfast?
constantly being around. I wrote later, or maybe it's in this moment, she decides that she's gonna cook breakfast herself, but it's like waffles. And he's like, you came to us to be on holiday. And she's like, no, it's fine. And he's like, no, like, this is my job.
Yeah, let me do my job.
Let me do my job. I was just like, she's so annoying.
She there was something about her acting that I did not like.
Yeah.
She does, it was like, it was a choice. Like, she kept doing like this weird smirk thing. Again, you're gonna need another visual. She kept going, oh yeah, like in every line. And I was just like, stop doing that.
It's, I mean, we'll probably.
He was pouty. She was
smirky, and he was like, "What?" I think it's because they decided to do this like outdoor movie, and while I love the outdoor movie setup. I'm like, is this what? Have you only got one? It's okay if you've only got one guest, but do you treat all your guests like this? Probably.
Yeah, that's true, but also. No, yeah, is it only one? It's just the one cabin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I felt like she was like forcing, I don't know, it was unnecessary for her to force herself into like their life.
Yes.
But did that happen because she was by herself and not with others, and there was obviously an attraction there, and obviously the kid like really enjoyed her company?
Yeah. Who knows?
We'll
ask the characters when we meet them in real life.
We'll ask the writer of this. Be like, so what was your intention? What were your intention?
He thanks her at the end of the movie, just being like, "Thank you for being so kind to my kid." And I'm like, "What kind of people are you hanging out with? Like,
yeah,
people are generally nice to kids.
I mean,
like,
I'm joking.
You're still nice.
No,
to
I
them.
am.
Like them, but you're still nice.
I
to
do
them.
like them.
Not in these movies.
Oh, not in the movies. No.
You'd still be nice to them.
Of course I would.
Exactly. So I'm like, what kind of people are in this town of Sunset Terrace?
I don't know.
This is my question to you.
Oh, okay.
And my next discussion question for this episode. Should we just go to a B&B with no guests and a widower and see what happens? Like, is that how we're, like, forget Tinder, forget Bumble, forget Hinge.
How do we find that?
B&B's owned by widowers and Google.
I mean, sure.
See what happens.
We need to, like, investigate thoroughly.
Yeah, and I would probably, like, come with you if you're, like, this one.
Yeah. And, like, you need to investigate, because you don't want it to be some, like, weirdo. A weirdo widow. Yeah. Widower.
I'm like, why does he get so irrationally angry, but why does she continue to, like, step outside?
Is this when the kid
goes to touch the waffle, I think it was, or, like, something happens and he, like, pulls her back?
He's very
overprotective.
Overprotective, but unnecessarily, because the only reason why I think they would make him so overprotective is because something happened to his wife that he wouldn't want happening to the child.
Yeah, but then the wife died of cancer? Like a medical
Yeah,
thing?
I don't remember it being...
Because I was like, maybe it was a car accident, or she fell off the top of a ladder, or like something happened in terms of like,
or she was known for being, clumsy or not thinking through things, and
But then it was not related whatsoever. So then she finds a picture of Grandma at Sunset Terrace, doing a little painting workshop out on the green of the hotel, and I giggled.
I laughed at all these photos from like the 60s.
That was like clearly taken.
They were clearly taken like the day before, be like black and white.
Let's
printed in black and white,
slightly color graded a little bit so that it looks old, but it's still very modern.
Yeah. Oh no.
This is more just a comment. Like, you and I work quite a bit. We do a lot of extra hours. We do a lot of extracurricular like shows and stuff like that take up a lot of our time.
Yeah.
But we still find time to do fun things.
I think I would really hate my life if I didn't do something fun.
Like, whether that's like a dinner or an outing or hanging out with friends or family, like we still find the time to do it.
Absolutely.
And I'm just getting really tired of this rhetoric in Hallmark movies. Again, I'm asking for dramatic realism in movies that don't have dramatic realism.
It's fine, though.
But I'm like, this trope of like, I own a business, therefore I'm working 24/7 and I don't have time to do anything other than that, and that's why I'm here in this moment. I'm like,
I feel like if you own it, I feel like it's true to a point.
It's true to a point.
But also it's not true.
Because you're in control of that, right?
Yeah,
like,
and you've got a business partner as well.
and you can say no to taking on new clients, and you can close your books at any time and all of that kind of stuff.
And also, don't other people work for you as
well?
well?
Like, hire another employee.
Yeah.
I know that sometimes it's hard, like, but even like I look at friends and family that run businesses, and they're like, no, we've made sure that like Mondays are our day off.
Mm-hmm.
We have built the business to a point where that is possible. You know,
Sure.
like,
and we assume that the business that she runs is at that point.
it's quite successful.
Yeah.
Because she's non-stop.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. She's doing Zen
She's
meditation
doing
rooms.
meditation rooms that are trying too hard. He says to her, sometimes you have to change because you don't have a choice, but you do, so you can change it while you can. And I was like, okay. Firstly, that seems confusing when you could have probably said it more succinctly. But I'm also like, as someone whose body has forced them to stop recently, because I did run myself into the ground, I was like, this is true. Like, if you have a chance to stop something before it, like, ruins you. Not ruins, like, I'm fine. But, like, there will be a time when either circumstances or your health or whatever is just like, actually, you do need to stop now. Or you do need to change this now.
Yeah, I think that was like a kind of good takeaway from it. Sometimes, like, you just get caught up in the rat race, and you do need to take that time to take care of yourself, both physically and mentally and emotionally,
financially,
like everything.
I was like, okay, Hallmark,
give you a fresh perspective on life as well. Totally.
It was quite good, and like, obviously he's coming at it from a different angle, like it's more stemmed in grief and all that kind of stuff. But I was like, that is probably I like that. That's done well.
Yeah.
I also liked, and this is where the kid was the redeeming part for the child of this movie, where she said to Dad, I think Mum would want you to be happy.
Oh yeah,
and
that
it
was
seemed
nice.
like legitimately genuine. Like,
yeah. I don't think that means that her setting up her dad should be part of like the IMDb synopsis.
No.
But, you know, that's life. Are we at the point where, in terms of like notes, where she's like, oh, I used to have a summer solstice event.
Yeah.
And I want to help you do that.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm going to force you to have
I'm going to force you to have like events here. I'm going to force you to decorate. I'm going to basically take over your life.
Yeah. And tell you you're going to like it.
And it was weird because, like, so she does a lot of stuff and then it hosts, like, yoga on his property and painting.
Like paint and sip kind of.
Yeah. And, like, a pergola.
A pergola.
A pergola.
A
pergola with the fake flowers. Like, and like, he seems to genuinely enjoy all of these things, I think. But he also wasn't really given a choice. No. It's really weird. Like, it's really bold. Wild.
And he just lets it.
He lets it. Someone who he's only really hung out with for like 5 seconds, and only because she's a guest.
Yeah.
And she's running this joint now.
He also said, like, I will have the event, but you need to be here for it to run it. And then cue conflict.
Yeah, she's not there.
She's not there.
She stays, you know, for a long time. But yeah, it was the constant fake flowers, trying to make everything better.
Because her grandma, it's just like the weirdest
she's trying
premise, because we also don't know why grandma is so important, do we? It's not explained that, like, grandma raised her because of this. It's just like, I love my grandma. Her
parents are there. Like, her parents were traveling. True. So, like, yeah. But to your point, it does seem like very, Like, is she doing it for herself, or is she doing it to, like, kind of bring back something that her grandmother enjoyed as a young person? Like,
I don't know. Everything felt very selfish. Everything she did, I was like, oh, you're just doing this for you.
Yeah. But also, like, dude, just say something. Say something. And you see, let your child be a child as well.
Yeah.
Let your child have fun.
Yeah. This is where she starts to complain that she has to go back to work because Spencer turns up to Sunset Terrace and is like, babes, I'm all for having a break. Please have a break. But also, answer your phone.
But, like, to your point earlier, did she establish that she wouldn't be having her phone? Like, that was all set up.
Yeah, and I'm like, your clients can't watch, because she's like, they can wait. I'm like, no, they can't wait. You're renovating / designing / decorating their homes. You've given them a time frame. You have to either put things in place for this to happen, or you need to go back to work.
Totally.
I was like, fine if you want to change your life, but you need to put the plan in place.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I just said, I kind of wish they just talk about his grief more, and that, like, it was obviously still very raw for the character. But everyone just kind of, like, dismissed it, and that was a weird go of it. And then I stopped taking notes because I started truly hating this movie.
Well, I think the conflict was also, like, before Spencer arrives, again, to his, his overprotectiveness of his child. He literally walks into the door of the B&B, calls out to his daughter, realizes she doesn't respond, then goes outside, sees the daughter and Sophie walking up after going on a kayak, and he freaks out. He's like, I've been waiting for you. It's like, you haven't. You've literally walked into the door, called out once, walked outside.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we've seen.
Yeah.
If you're going to set it up like you've been waiting for hours, set it up like you've been waiting for hours.
Well, yeah, and that's why I was also like, it constantly was like, maybe I've gotten it wrong how Mum passed away.
Mum, yeah.
Because if you're this weird about her not being around, like, it just didn't.
And also, like, if you, like, trust this woman to, like, basically take over your life and to, like, host random events, redecorate your property, while being in the presence of your child and hanging out with your child, they were just going on a kayak. What do you think this woman? What do you think this woman's going to do to your child? What?
Weird.
Yeah,
Just weird. And then they have the event.
they had the event, which
Fine.
there was wasn't there like I don't know if they actually I can't remember if they showed like the photo montage in it, but they had like a presentation or like a slide scenario because of all the old photos. But all I remember is people reacting and being like, oh, it's like, you don't know who these people are.
There weren't a lot of people there anyway.
No, it was a pretty sad event, to be honest. And then she rocks up and they kiss, and then everyone's clapping them. I hate that.
Weird.
I hate when people clap when people kiss.
Yeah. Does that happen in real life? I don't think so.
And no. If someone did, I'd be like, I'd be so embarrassed. But she gives up her career.
Yes.
In the city life.
Yes. Which I'm like, you can just be like, you could be running your business. You don't have to be the person on the ground. You can just be like answering the emails. I just don't understand.
If someone has Wi-Fi, like, when was this movie made?
2020.
Then
Wasn't it? Is that what that said?
It's like as if like remote working did not exist until the pandemic.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me. You can literally...
I'm sure people worked from home before then.
I did.
2020.
I worked from home before then.
Yeah.
So, yes.
They did in the States, so who knows?
Well, yeah, that's true. I don't know. And this is the shortest episode we've ever done.
I know, because I truly, like, I said to A before, I watched this in 2 parts. We had watched this before. We watched this together before.
I think I've watched it on my own before.
Yeah.
And then I had to watch it again.
And I was just like, I think the note is there. Please don't make me watch it again.
It was just like a really nothing movie. It felt like really like there were nice moments, but it just felt like really slow and like, what are we doing?
I think Sister of the Bride's similar. Like there wasn't a lot of plot.
Yeah,
we just sat there in the same like monotone for the whole movie.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna change my rating.
Are you?
Yeah, I am gonna.
3 things first. I got 1.5.
God, how do you have half of them?
What is a question mark on the second one?
Oh, okay.
What is it? Did you get? You don't have any?
You do yours first. I need to actually think.
There are some really cute moments between. Like, granted, we've been paying the kid out for the whole episode. There were some really cute moments between both actors and the child that seemed quite like natural, calm, fun. And then the other one, I was like, the view, like the beautiful mountain lake vibes.
These
that's
3 things are getting
worse.
They're getting worse.
This one I couldn't watch it all in one go. I was like, I'm gonna tear my hair out. And maybe it's because I started it straight after watching Sister of the Bride.
Right.
I couldn't.
Okay, 3.
But also because we'd watched it before.
Yeah. I kind of liked the town.
The view? Question mark.
No, I did. I liked the town. I think I liked the town. From memory, like it was a nice town. Sure. I didn't like anything else. Like, I do agree. I'm not going to say there's a thing that I liked, but I do agree. Like, there were some. I know I pay out the kid. Like, it's really not that deep, people. Like, I just find sometimes the kids acting like it feels forced, and like the kids in general, like they don't put a lot of time and effort into the kids. Not every time, but most of the time. And that they're just there and they just like read the line, and they read the line. But then you're right, there were some nice moments. And yeah, no, the town was good. That's it. Oh my god, that's so pathetic. It's getting worse.
It's getting worse. Now, I did rate it higher than Sister of the Bride because I think it slightly plot-wise, there was more to it. I gave it a 5. It's only a 0.5 difference.
I gave it a 4.
Oh,
so I gave it the same as Sister of the Bride because for both movies I fast-forwarded stuff, tuned out, this is like, both movies, I hardly wrote any notes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really know what I was writing notes about other than like, oh, there's a golf course that I recognize.
Yeah.
And like, oh, the decor is very live, laugh, love again. Like, like these, they're nothing, you know? Anything I've specifically, I mean, there were a couple notes that I didn't read. But they like, why do I need to talk about the stars when she sees Orion's belt? Like, oh my god. Like, and the kid throwing the bag on the bed, you know, things like that. Actually, that one was annoying. Yeah, there's just like, there wasn't anything there. No. I don't know.
No, there wasn't. It was just like, I think that's the thing is that both of these last 2 movies were just a bit.
Yeah, sorry. I actually wouldn't. I think if
there are better movies to recommend, I wouldn't recommend these first.
No, I think if you were like, you know what, I want to watch the movie to really see if what they're saying is true. Like, and you want to prove us wrong, maybe that's a reason why you watch it. But if you want to watch it because you feel like watching it and enjoying a movie, you're not going to enjoy it.
No, you're not. It's not going to be fun for you. Well, it might be fun for you. You might actually really enjoy it. We have definitely had people comment on YouTube telling us that we're wrong. So please also tell us that we're wrong. If you disagree with us, that's what we want. Everyone is entitled to their movie opinions.
Yeah, these are just
ours. This is not, I know we call them reviews, but really we're just sharing our opinions.
I mean, it's our review, but like, I don't even know who a legitimate review, like no one, like the New York Times is not like linking to us being like, these guys do good Hallmark movie reviews, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not journalists, we're just here spouting our opinions. So.
But our opinions are good. I like Our opinions are good. I will give us that.
We've got a list of things that we're ready to watch next.
Yeah, I think we've got a long list. We basically can have a good selection of movies to watch until the end of the year. I don't know if anything else has been added on Prime. Prime seems to be, if you're going to have a subscription
For Hallmark.
Prime seems to be the good one. And then obviously Netflix has all like the...
Netflix has the Netflix ones.
The
Binge
Netflix.
has a lot of the Hallmark ones too.
But they're more Christmas ones?
More Christmas ones. And also 9 Now, free app, has a few on there as well. So if you are looking for a movie and you don't want to pay for a streaming service, that is the way to go.
Yeah, that's true.
But they often only have the Christmas ones, and whether they're there all year round. There was, for a little while, 9 Now is streaming Hallmark Christmas movies non-stop. So.
Dancing Through Christmas. But it says 1 episode, so what is it,
We'll see.
The Christmas Ball.
The Christmas Ball?
Oh, there aren't that many. Oh, episode. They're all TV shows.
I think it's more.
Oh.
I think it says 1 episode even if it's a movie.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay. True.
So, I'm just like, my brain just stopped braining. Are
you trying to figure out what we're watching next? Or are we just going to leave that to
I just had a look to make sure if the things that are on the list are still in Prime. Let us know what you would like to see us watch, how we can watch it, by going to Instagram or TikTok. I always go to say Twitter and it's just not a thing. At Hallmark Pod is our handle, or you can email us at hallmarkedpod@gmail.com.
True.
Is that all of it? I think that's it.
We're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube if you would rather watch our
If you want to watch it, like, I feel like the last 2 episodes, I don't know, I know you're tired, I'm tired, and I think I'm just tired of these terrible movies, so I'm just, like, so disinterested in this one.
Yeah.
But you can watch us because we're very expressive.
We're very animated.
Very animated, and, like, I think in particular... This one, was it just this one we pulled faces?
Nah, the other one.
The other one, we often pull faces and like do things.
That is also going to be on our Instagram. So.
Yeah. Oh no, I have to create so many videos. Oh boy. Yeah.
All right, team. We'll be back in a fortnight. Tell your friends. Leave us a review of our reviews. We love them. Not reviews, opinions. We're just our opinions. But the reviews. And you can have your opinion on our podcast by reviewing us or giving us a star rating or following us on Spotify.
Amazing.
Whatever you want to do.
Follow us on the Tickety Top.
On the Tickety Top.
Instagram.
That would be great. And tell your friends if they want to listen to us. Yeah, non-stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.